The alarm woke Ta from a deep sleep. He rubbed his eyes and looked at the flashing red light on his wall screen. Something had entered the outer scan zone of Salvage Station 7. Ta was not supposed to check these alerts alone. Rules said to call the station team. But Ta never liked rules much. "Show me," he said to his computer. The screen lit up with an image of space and a small dot moving slowly. The computer voice spoke. "Unknown ship, not in database, moving at low speed. Power signals weak." Ta sat up straight. His heart beat faster. Unknown ships were rare these days. Most ships in this part of space were from Earth or the 5 colony planets. An unknown ship could mean new tech. New tech meant credits. Lots of credits. "Keep this quiet," Ta told his computer. "I'm going to check it myself." He dressed quickly in his work clothes and grabbed his tool bag. His small salvage ship, the Finder, was ready in his private dock. Being the best mechanic on the station had its perks. No one questioned why Ta had his own ship or his own dock. 20 minutes later, Ta guided the Finder toward the mystery ship. As he got closer, he could see it wasn't like any ship he knew. It was not box-shaped like Earth ships or round like colony ships. This ship had curves that flowed like water, mixed with sharp crystal parts that caught the light of distant stars. The ship's hull was dark blue, almost black, with lines of soft light running through it like veins. "What are you?" Ta whispered. The ship didn't answer, but Ta's scanner did. Life sign detected. Very weak. Location: center section. Ta's eyes widened. Someone or something was alive in there. The right thing would be to call the station, wait for a team. But the right thing would also mean sharing the find, sharing the credit, sharing whatever new tech was inside. "Not today," Ta said as he matched speed with the alien ship and prepared to board. The Finder locked onto what looked like an entry point. Ta put on his spacesuit and checked his air supply. 6 hours. Should be plenty. He grabbed his tool bag, a portable scanner, and a small light gun that might not do much against an alien but made him feel better. The airlock opened with surprising ease. The inside of the ship was dark, but not completely black. The same vein-like lights from outside ran through the walls, giving off a soft blue glow. The air was breathable according to his scanner, so Ta took off his helmet. As he walked down a curved hallway, Ta noticed something strange. The walls seemed to change. Small cracks would heal themselves as he passed. The ship was fixing itself, but very slowly, as if it was almost out of energy. Ta followed his scanner toward the life sign. The hallway opened into a round room filled with what had to be medical equipment. Tables with straps, screens with strange symbols, tubes and wires hanging from the ceiling. And there, on the largest table, was something Ta had never seen before. It looked like a wolf, but bigger than any Earth wolf. Its fur was metallic blue and seemed to shift color when the light hit it different ways. It had 6 legs instead of 4. Its eyes were closed, and tubes ran from its body to machines that beeped slowly. The scanner in Ta's hand showed that the creature was alive, but badly hurt. Its spine was damaged. The machines were keeping it alive, but they were failing. Ta stood frozen, not sure what to do. This was beyond anything he had prepared for. The right thing would be to leave now and call for help. Instead, Ta stepped forward and began checking the machines keeping the alien wolf alive. He was no doctor, but he knew machines, and he knew these machines were dying. "I can't leave you here," Ta said to the silent alien. "You'll die before help comes." He made his decision then, one that would change everything. Ta looked at the alien wolf creature and tried to think of a plan. The ship was dying. Soon, the machines keeping the wolf alive would stop working. "I need to move you," he said to the unconscious alien, "but I don't know how." Ta studied the tubes and wires connected to the wolf's body. Some went into its blue fur, others connected to small metal ports along its spine. Ta took pictures with his scanner and made notes about each connection. The alien was big, about the size of a small horse. Its 6 legs were tucked under its body. Up close, Todd could see that its fur wasn't just blue. Tiny silver and purple strands mixed with the blue, making it shimmer even in the low light. "You're beautiful," Todd whispered. "And I bet you're worth a fortune to the right people." But as soon as he said it, Ty felt bad. This wasn't just a thing to sell. It was alive. A loud crack echoed through the ship. The lights dimmed, then came back on, but weaker than before. The ship was breaking down faster now. "No more time to think," Ta said. He opened his tool bag and took out a small portable power unit. It wouldn't last long, but it might keep the wolf alive until he got it to his workshop. With careful hands, Ta disconnected the tubes one by one from the ship's machines and connected them to his power unit. The wolf's body twitched once, but it didn't wake up. Its breathing stayed slow and steady. The last connections were the hardest, thin wires that went directly into the wolf's spine through the metal ports. Tay's hands shook as he worked. One wrong move might kill the alien. "Easy now," he muttered to himself. "Just like fixing a delicate circuit. Don't rush." After 10 tense minutes, the alien was free from the ship's systems and connected to Ta's portable unit. Now came the hard part, moving it. Todd went back to his ship and returned with a hover stretcher he used for moving heavy engine parts. He positioned it next to the table where the wolf lay. "This is going to be tricky," he said. "You're a lot heavier than an engine block." With a deep breath, Todd pushed the stretcher tight against the table. Then he leaned over and wrapped his arms around the wolf's middle. Its fur felt warm and surprisingly soft. For a moment, Ty thought he felt a hum or vibration coming from inside the creature. Using all his strength, Todd lifted and rolled the wolf onto the stretcher. The alien let out a small whine but didn't wake up. The power unit beeped steadily, showing all systems were stable. "Good, good," Todd said, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Now let's get out of here before this whole ship falls apart." As if hearing his words, the ship groaned. Parts of the ceiling began to crack. The self-healing effect Ty had noticed earlier was slowing down. The ship was dying. Ty pushed the hover stretcher as fast as he dared through the curving hallways. The path back seemed longer, and twice he took wrong turns. The ship's design didn't make sense. It seemed to change. Finally, he reached the airlock where his ship was docked. Just as he pushed the stretcher through, a large section of the alien ship's hull collapsed behind him. Inside his ship, Ty secured the stretcher with the wolf to the floor. He connected the power unit to his ship's systems to keep it charged. "Let's go home," he said, jumping into the pilot's seat. As the finder pulled away, Ty watched the alien ship through his view screen. Large cracks now ran across its surface. The beautiful blue veins of light were going dark section by section. Ta set course for the station, his mind racing with questions. What was this creature? Where did it come from? How would he get it into his workshop without anyone seeing? And most importantly, what would happen when it woke up? The wolf made a soft sound behind him. Ta turned quickly, but the alien was still unconscious. Yet somehow, its face looked different, almost like it was smiling. Getting the alien wolf into his private workshop was not easy. Ty had to wait until the night shift when fewer people were around. He docked his ship at his private bay and checked the station logs. No one had reported the alien ship yet. Good. The wolf was still asleep on the hover stretcher. Its 6 legs twitched now and then, but it didn't wake up. Ty moved it quickly through the back halls of the station to his workshop. Once inside, he locked the door and turned on his security system. "Home sweet home," Ta said, looking around his large workshop. Tools lined the walls. Half-built machines sat on tables. It was messy, but Ta knew where everything was. He pushed the stretcher to a clear space in the back. First, he needed to build a better life support system. The portable unit was running low. For 3 days, Ta hardly slept. He built a system that would keep the wolf alive. He studied the alien's body carefully, especially the metal ports in its spine. They were not simple metal, but something that seemed to be part of the wolf's body, half metal, half living tissue. "What are you?" Ta whispered as he scanned one of the ports. On the fourth day, Tai made a discovery. The ports were part of a system that connected to the wolf's brain and nervous system. The wolf wasn't just hurt, it was paralyzed. Its brain worked fine, but couldn't talk to the rest of its body. "Like a broken circuit," Ta said. "The power source works, but the wires are cut." This was something Tai understood. He began to design an interface that might help. It wouldn't fix the wolf, but it might let them communicate. After a week of work, Tai was ready to try. He connected his interface to the main port on the wolf's spine. The machine hummed softly. Tai held his breath and turned it on. At first, nothing happened. Then the wolf's eyes opened. They were bright gold with black centers that grew bigger as they looked at Tai. "Can you hear me?" Tai asked, his voice shaking a little. The wolf blinked. A small screen on Ta's interface lit up with simple words. "Yes. Who you?" Tai nearly fell over. It worked. "I'm Ta. I found you on a broken ship. I brought you here to help you." The screen blinked, then showed. "Ta. Help. Thank. You're welcome," Ta said, smiling. "What's your name?" The screen stayed blank for a long time. Then, "No word your language. Call me what Kate you want it." Tai thought for a moment. "How about Ji? It's a simple name from my home." "Jai. Good. Jai likes." Tai laughed. "Jai it is then. Can you tell me what happened to you? Why were you alone on that ship?" The screen flickered. Ji's eyes closed halfway, like it was thinking hard or in pain. "Ship ATCK. Long time ago. Ji hurt. Ship try HEAL Jai. Ship dying too." "Who attacked you?" Tai asked. "Enemy. Bad ones. Hate Ji people." "Your people. What are you called?" "HODA. Jai is HODA. PATHY and deer." "Pathfinder. What's that?" "Find any do places. Nin you do worlds. For HUA." Ta had so many questions. "How long were you on that ship?" The screen went blank again. Ji's eyes fully closed, then opened. "Time different. Maybe. Many 100 years." Ta gasped. "Hundreds of years. You were in some kind of stasis." "Yes. Sleep, not sleep. Ship keep Ji alive. Thank Tay, save Ji." Tay reached out slowly and touched Ji's head. The fur felt warm under his fingers. "I'll help you get better, Ji. I promise." Ji made a soft sound, almost like a purr. The screen showed one more message. "Tay fry and Ji truest. Something connect to us no." Tai didn't know why, but those simple words made his chest feel tight. He hadn't had a friend in a long time. And now his first new friend was an alien wolf from a race called the Hua who had been asleep for centuries. Life had just gotten a lot more interesting. 3 weeks passed. Ta worked on a new project for Jai. His fingers were sore and his eyes burned from lack of sleep, but he was almost done. "Just a few more connections," Ta said as he worked on a metal frame. The frame was shaped to fit around Ji's large body. It had joints for all 6 legs and small motors at each joint. Ji watched with golden eyes. The communication screen showed, "Wake T's ite." "It's a harness," Tai explained, "to help you move again. Your spine can't send signals to your legs, so this will do it for you." Jai wailed Gadeo. "That's the plan. No promises, but we can try." Ta fitted the harness around Ji's body. It connected to the ports in Ji's spine. Small pads attached to Ji's muscles. Ta stepped back and checked his work. "Ready to try." "Ready." Tai turned on the harness. It hummed softly. "Try to think about moving your front right leg." Ji's eyes narrowed in concentration. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, G's front right leg twitched. It rose an inch off the table, then fell back. "It works," Ta shouted. "Try again." Over the next hour, G managed to move each leg a little bit. By the end, G was tired, but the screen showed. "Happy. Thank Tae. We'll practice every day," Ta promised. "Soon you'll be walking." That night, Ta fell asleep at his workbench. He dreamed of running through a blue forest with 6 legs. When he woke up, he found a blanket over his shoulders that hadn't been there before. "G," Ta called, looking at the table where the alien wolf lay. G was still there, the harness glowing softly around its body. "How blanketmov?" Tai asked himself. He looked around the workshop. Nothing else seemed out of place. "Did you move the blanket, G?" he asked. The screen stayed blank for a moment. Then, "Yes. Sorry. But how? The harness isn't strong enough yet for you to walk." Note EWAL. Mind movie. Tai stared at G. "Mind move? You mean you moved it with your thoughts?" "Yes. HUA can move things. Small things. When strong. JD not strong no. You have telekinesis." Ta couldn't believe it. "That's impossible." G's fur rippled in what Tai now recognized as a shrug. "Not impossible. Natural. HUA. And may she is connects heat. Mind to metal." As if to prove it, a small wrench on Ta's workbench wobbled, then slowly rose into the air. It floated toward Ta and stopped in front of his face before dropping into his hand. "That's amazing," Ta whispered. 3 days later, G took first steps using the harness. The movements were stiff and slow, but G could walk around the workshop. Each day, G got stronger. The harness needed less power as G's mind connected better with it. Strange things began happening in the workshop. Tools would move on their own. Machines would turn on without being touched. Once, when Tai was tired and about to drop a heavy part, it suddenly felt lighter in his hands. "Are you helping me?" Tai asked G. "Friend is help friends," the screen showed. One morning, Ta came into the workshop to find G standing perfectly still in the center of the room. All around Ji, tools and small parts floated in the air, spinning slowly. "G, what are you doing?" The items gently returned to their places. G turned to Tai, moving smoothly now in the harness. "PRAC Tai sing. Getting stronger. J-Life. EELs. Different. Different how? Mind bigger. See more. Feel more. HORNES. Helped J-I. J-A-N-G. Change." Tai asked, worried. "Is something wrong with the harness?" "No. Right. Perfect. Tai make perfect thing. Help HUA evolve. Evolve. I don't understand." G walked closer to Ta. The movement was almost natural now. HUA change with TECNOLOG. Grow with it. Har Nies not just Tiol. BQ huming part of JI. Something NEODU HAPPNing. Ta knew he was in trouble when his door panel beeped 3 times. That was the station security code. He looked at G, who was practicing walking in a corner of the workshop. "Hide," I whispered. "Someone's coming." G moved quickly to a storage room at the back. The door closed just as the main workshop door slid open. Han, the station's head of security, walked in. He was tall with a serious face and sharp eyes that missed nothing. He looked around the messy workshop. "Ta," Han said with a small nod. "We need to talk." Tai tried to look calm. "What about?" Han walked slowly around the workshop, touching tools and looking at machines. "Your power use has gone up. Way up," the station master noticed. Ta shrugged. "I'm working on a big project." "What project?" Han asked. "It's private. For a special customer. Han stopped at Ta's workbench and picked up a piece of blue fur. Ji's fur. What's this? Tay's heart beat faster. Part of the project. Special material. Han didn't look like he believed Ta. He put the fur in his pocket. There's something else. 2 weeks ago, our scanners picked up a ship. When a team went to check, the ship was gone. Han's eyes narrowed. But one of our dock logs shows your ship went out that day. I go out all the time, Ta said, looking for salvage, without reporting it. That's against station rules. Before Ta could answer, the lights in the workshop flickered. A small tool fell off a shelf. Han looked up. Having power problems. Old wiring, Ta said quickly. He knew it was Ji, probably listening and getting upset. Han walked to the door, then turned. I'll be watching you, Ta. The station master trusts you because you fix things no one else can. But I don't trust you. After Han left, Jake came out of hiding. The screen on the harness showed, dangerous man. Yes, Tai agreed. Han is smart. He knows something is wrong. Bad timing. Ji's screen showed. Must tell Tai something. What is it? That he eel so me thing coming. Like HUA, but no THODA. Broken. Wrong. Tai sat down, suddenly cold. What do you mean? Ji walked in a circle, all 6 legs moving smoothly now. Ship in the air. Like Ji ship, but CHANGT. J like KNFEL it. Old enemy. The ones who attacked you. Yes. Moke. They hunted HUA. But that was hundreds of years ago. Ta said. Why would they still hunt you? Moke not normal enemy. Moke is virus. Living TCH virus. Takes over machines. Takes over people who use machines. A virus. Ta tried to understand. Like a disease. Like DISAEASE for TCANOLOG. Moke hates HUA because HUA MMUME. HUA kaniki to TCH, but Mokogi can and OTQ control HUA. Ji stopped pacing and looked at Ta with golden eyes. Moke ship coming. Mokug can infect station. Infect humans. Ta stood up quickly. We need to warn everyone. No. Ji's screen flashed. Can note terrorist. Han take Ji away. Study Ji. Cut Ji open. Then what do we do? Hide. Prepare. Watch. Ji getting stronger. Every day. Tay and Ji must work together. A loud alarm suddenly rang through the station. Red lights flashed. The station computer spoke. Unknown ship approaching. All security personnel report to stations. Tai and Ji looked at each other. The hunt had begun. The EFOUNJIA. The screen showed. Mokai can sense EHUA. How? Tai asked. How did they find you after all this time? Ji's head lowered. Hey ARNES. Ji using powers. Sends side nails. Mokoi. Ki nfeel jail waking up. Ta grabbed a bag and began filling it with tools and parts. Then we need to be ready to run. If they can sense you, and Han is already suspicious, this workshop isn't safe anymore. Ji moved to Ta's side, pressing against his leg like a loyal pet. Together, Ji's screen showed Tae and Ji face Moke together. Ta and Ji stayed hidden in the workshop for 2 days. They listened to station reports about the unknown ship. It had not tried to dock yet. It just circled the station, silent and waiting. Why don't they attack? Tai asked as he packed more supplies. Ji's screen showed. Studying. Learning. Muo cake, always learn, first. Then ATTCK. Ta had made a smaller, lighter harness for Ji. It used less power and was easier to hide under a large cover, making Jai look like cargo if they needed to move through the station. We need to know more about these Mach, Ta said. How do we fight them? Ji walked to Ta's main computer. Connect GI to system. JE station you. Ta hesitated. Is it safe? No. But need. Ta connected a cable from Ji's harness to his computer. The screen went black, then filled with strange symbols. The symbols changed to words and pictures that Ta could understand. You're translating your language, Ta said, amazed. The screen showed images of beautiful ships like the one Ta had found Ji on. The ships looked alive, half machine and half plant. HUA ships, Ji's harness screen showed. HUA PC fuel. Explorers found many worlds. The images changed. Now they showed a dark cloud in space. The cloud moved like it was alive. First Moke, Jai explained. HUA found it. Studied it. Mistake. The screen showed the cloud touching a HUA ship. The ship's lights turned from blue to red. Then it attacked other HUA ships. Moke to Oak ship. Changed it. Made it a takey. More images played. The war spread. The Mach infected more ships, then space stations, then entire planets. The only ones who could fight back were the HUA, who had natural protection because of how they connected to technology. Your people were immune, Ta said. Not immune to weapons, Ji's screen corrected. Moke used controlled shippies to human HUA. Almost all HUA going no. The final images showed a small group of HUA ships fleeing into deep space, looking for a new home. Jai's mission, the screen explained. Find a safe place for last HUA. But Moke attack kicked Jai ship. Jai hurt. Ship damage. Ship hid Jai. Puted Jai in silly to a Ship drifted many years. Tai sat down, trying to understand everything. So the Mach want to finish what they started. Kill the last HUA. Yes, and now Moke found new species to use. Humans. A warning alarm beeped on Ta's computer. Someone was trying to override his door lock. Ta and Ji moved quickly to hiding spots. The door slid open. Han stepped in with his security gun raised, but he was alone. Come out, Ta, Han called. I know you're here, and I know you're not alone. Ta stepped out with his hands up. Han, I can explain. No need, Han said, but his voice sounded strange. Flat. I know about your alien pet. Jai emerged from hiding, all 6 legs set in a fighting stance. Han looked at Ji with no surprise. Fascinating creature, but I'm not here to take it away. Moke, Ji's screen flashed. Human. Eyes infected. Han smiled, but the smile was wrong. Not fully. Not yet. But soon this whole station will be ours. Han, whatever's happening to you, we can help, Ta said. Han shook his head. The ship that arrived has been scanning us. Its signals have already infected our main computer. Strange how easy human tech is to control. Ji took a step forward. This human fighting Moke control. Not FULOI take in. Han's face twitched. For a moment, he looked scared. It's in my head. Through my comm unit. I can't. Stop it. He raised his gun. Run, Ta. Take the alien and run. They want it bad. Really bad. Why? Ta asked. Why is one HUA so important? Han's eyes rolled back, showing only white. When he spoke again, his voice was different. Colder. Because it carries the key to our destruction. Han's eyes returned to normal. He lowered his gun and pressed his hands to his head. It's gone. For now, he said, his voice shaking. But it will be back. Ta moved closer to Jie. What did it mean? What key do you carry, Jie? Jie's screen showed. Not too sure. Jie's memorize damage. Something important in Jai's mind. Han sat down heavily on a work stool. I've been tracking strange things on the station for days. Systems acting wrong. Crew members talking to themselves. Then that ship arrived, and I started hearing whispers. The Mach, Ta said. They're infecting the station systems. Han nodded. I came to arrest you because of your power use. Then I found this. He pulled out the piece of G's fur he had taken earlier. My scanner said it wasn't from any known species. G moved forward, sniffing Han with its nose. Not FULOINFACT, fighting it. We need to work together, Ta said. G says the Mach can take over machines and the people who use them. Han looked at G with wonder and fear. So the rumors are true. There are aliens out there. He touched his comm unit on his wrist. They got to me through this. The whispers told me to find the blue wolf, to bring it to them. Ta, Han, and G made a plan. They would check the station systems to see how far the Mach infection had spread. Then they would try to warn the station master. We'll use my security codes to get into the main computer room, Han said. They covered G with a large tarp, making the alien look like equipment. Ta pushed G on a cart while Han walked ahead. The station was busy, but no one stopped them. They reached the computer room without problems. Han entered his code, and the door opened. Inside, screens covered the walls. Data flowed across them. Let me check how bad it is, Han said, sitting at the main console. He began typing. G suddenly growled, a low rumble that Tai felt in his chest. The screen on G's harness flashed. Danger. Too late. Tai realized something was wrong. Han wasn't checking the system. He was sending a message. The words flashed on the screen. HFY, Computer Room 5. Come now. Han, what are you doing? Ta shouted. Han turned, but his face had changed. His eyes were cold, his smile wrong. The whispers came back, Ta. They're so strong now. He pulled his gun and pointed it at Jai. The Mach want their enemy, the last Hua. Jai growled again and stepped forward, dropping the tarp. Han fired his gun, but the blast stopped in midair, frozen by G's power. You're stronger than you look, Han said, but it wasn't really Han anymore. But we're stronger. The doors to the computer room locked with a loud click. Red lights began to flash. The station computer spoke. Security alert. Dangerous life form detected. Containment protocol activated. Han's face suddenly changed again, pain and fear replacing the cold smile. Run, he shouted in his normal voice. It's taking over. I can't stop. His body jerked and the cold look returned. He fired his gun again. This time, Jai couldn't stop the blast. It hit a screen behind Tai, shattering it. Sparks flew everywhere. Jai leaped forward, faster than Tai had ever seen the alien move. One of G's paws touched Han's head. Han screamed and fell to the floor, unconscious. Broke connection. G's screen showed. Temporary. Okay, we'll take him again soon. Alarms blared throughout the station. The computer announced, all security teams to Computer Room 5. Capture intruders alive. We need to go, Ta said, trying to help G back onto the cart. G's ears flattened. Too late. They cannot do now. Jai knows what Moke want. What? In an FORMHEO in Jai's mind. How to kill Moke. Last HUA secret. Heian saw it. When Jai touched him. The sound of running feet came from the hallway outside. Then let's get out of here and use it, Ta said. They ran for the second door, leaving Han on the floor. G was no longer hiding. The hunt was fully on now. Tai and G ran through the back halls of the station. Red alarm lights flashed everywhere. The station computer kept announcing, find and capture the intruders. The blue animal is dangerous. We need to get to my ship, Ta said as they paused to catch their breath in an empty storage room. G's screen showed. Not enough. Moki ship wheel FOLO. Then what do we do? Stiop a MOK from Siftoriating. Station has big communication tower. Moki using it to send the signals to other human places. Tai understood. They're trying to infect other stations and planets through our communication system. Yes, must destroy tower. But that would cut off the station from everything. Ta said, no help could come if we needed it. Bitter than MOK spreading. G's screen flashed. G's golden eyes looked sad. G sorry. No good Chigoisi is now. They heard boots running past their hiding place. Security teams were searching everywhere. Oak, Ta decided. Let's split up. I'll go to the communication tower. You go to my ship and get it ready to fly. No, G's screen showed. Dangerous. Ta alone. No T, safe. I know the station better than you, Ta said. And you're who they really want. I'll meet you at my ship in 30 minutes. Jai pressed against Ta's leg. Be careful. You too. They left the storage room going in different directions. Ta headed up towards the top of the station, where the communication tower controls were. He took surface tunnels and maintenance shafts that few people knew about. When he reached the tower control room, he found it empty. That was strange. This room always had workers in it. Ta looked at the main console. The screen showed normal activity, but something felt wrong. He checked the system logs. For the past day, the tower had been sending huge amounts of data to places all over human space. That was not normal. The infection is spreading, Ta whispered. He knew what he had to do. Ta opened his tool bag and took out the small explosives he used for breaking apart large salvage pieces. He began placing them around the main systems. Stop right there, a voice said from behind him. Ta turned slowly. The station master stood in the doorway with 4 security guards. Their eyes all had the same cold, empty look that Hans had. The mock, Ta said. The station master smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. We prefer to be called guides. We help species evolve past their limits. By taking them over. By improving them. The station master walked closer. The Hua refused our help. They thought they were better than us. That's why they had to go. And now you're back to finish the job, Ta said. He was trying to keep them talking while he figured out what to do. One last Hua, the station master said, with the key to a weapon that could destroy us. Where is it, Ta? Where is your pet wolf? I don't know what you're talking about. The station master sighed. Humans are such bad liars. The guards raised their guns. Suddenly, all the screens in the room went blank. Then new words appeared. Ta-a-g-t-devon. Tai dropped to the floor just as the door exploded open. G leaped into the room, moving faster than seemed possible. The harness on G's body glowed bright blue. The guards fired, but their shots froze in midair. G's eyes blazed gold, and tools, chairs, and parts rose from the floor and flew at the guards, knocking them down. The station master backed away. Impossible. You shouldn't be this strong. G walked toward him, all 6 legs moving in perfect harmony. The screen on G's harness showed HLUAEVOV, JI changing. Hoarn, he is helping Jai BCO maybe more. Ta got up and ran to the explosives he had placed. J, we need to finish setting these. But the station master pulled out a small device and pressed a button. All the lights in the room went out. When emergency power came on seconds later, J lay on the floor, the harness dark and silent. EMP pulse, the station master said. Your pet's fancy technology is useless now. Ta looked at the explosives. They were ready. All he had to do was set them off. But that would mean. He looked at Jai, then at the station master who was walking toward the fallen alien. Tai made his choice. Ta looked at the fallen G, then at the explosives he had set. The station master walked slowly toward Ji, reaching out to touch the alien wolf. "Don't touch him," Ta shouted. The station master smiled that cold smile again. "Him. You've grown attached to this thing." "How?" "Human." Tay's hand moved to the detonator in his pocket. If he pressed it now, the communication tower would be destroyed. The mock couldn't spread, but he and Ji would die too. The station master bent down toward Ji. "The last Hua. With all your secrets in that interesting brain of yours." Just as the station master's fingers touched Ji's fur, something strange happened. Ji's body glowed from within, a soft blue light that grew brighter. The harness, which had gone dark from the EMP, began to shine. "Impossible," the station master whispered, pulling his hand back. Ji's eyes opened. They weren't gold anymore. They were blue fire. Ji stood up, the movement smooth and strong. The station master backed away. "The EMP should have killed your systems." Ji's screen lit up with new words. "No T machine no. Something Enido." The harness was changing. It seemed to melt into Ji's body, becoming part of the alien's blue fur. The metal parts sank under the skin and disappeared. Ji grew larger, stronger before their eyes. Tay, the floating screen now showed, not connected to anything. "Do it now." Tay understood. He pressed the detonator. The explosives began to beep, counting down. "No," the station master screamed. He ran for the door, but it slammed shut by itself. The guards tried to shoot Ji, but their guns flew from their hands. Ji walked to Tai and pressed against him. The floating screen showed. "Trust Ji. Hold tight." Tai wrapped his arms around Ji's neck. Ji's fur felt strange, like it was both soft and metal at the same time. The room exploded around them. Fire and smoke filled the air, but instead of pain, Ta felt only warmth. A blue light surrounded him and Ji, protecting them. When Tai opened his eyes, they were floating outside the station in open space. The communication tower was gone, a broken wreck of metal and fire. "How?" Tai asked, his voice somehow carrying in the vacuum of space. "How are we alive?" HFY evolution. The words appeared in front of him, floating like stars. Jadely and harniest. Fuliloi, joining nano. Te technology perfect meditici. For Jai biology. Tay realized he wasn't cold or struggling to breathe. The same blue field that surrounded them was keeping him alive in space. "The mock ship," Ta said, pointing to a dark shape moving near the station. "Can note escaping now." The words showed. "Can note send e signal." "We go." Jai and Ta flew through space toward Ta's small ship, which was still docked. They entered through the airlock. Inside, Tai checked the station's status on his ship's computer. The communication tower was destroyed. The station had emergency power only. The mock ship was trying to dock, but was being rejected by automated systems. "We did it," Ta said. "We stopped them from spreading." For now, the floating words cautioned. "Okay, well, try again. Always try again." Tai started his ship's engines. "Then we need to warn others. Tell them how to fight." Ji moved next to him, looking different now. The 6 legs were stronger. The blue fur had a metallic shine. The eyes still glowed with blue fire. "Yes." J has Nino G no. Remembers weapon against Moke. HFY secret. "What is it?" Tai asked as the ship pulled away from the station. The words appeared slowly. Evolution. Joining. HFY and human together can resist Moke. Ji's changed body was proof. The harness Ta built had not just helped Ji walk again. It had joined with Ji, creating something new. "Like what happened to you," Ta said. "Human technology and Hoi biology working together." Ji pressed a paw to Ta's hand. The touch sent a strange, warm feeling up Ta's arm. More than work together, the words showed. Becuvam something inigo, together. As their small ship flew toward the nearest human colony, Todd looked at G and understood. This was just the beginning of something much bigger than both of them.